San Bernardino massacre does not fit the pattern of other recent mass shootings. Eugene O'Donnell is a professor of law and police studies at New York's John Jay College of Criminal Justice. He's also a former New York City police officer. Welcome.
Good morning.
So look at what they are looking at and tell us how do you determine motive? What are the clues that might indicate how this happened and why?
Well, it's easier today than it used to be because people leave trails. They leave text trails and emails, not always, but often, social media, and then you try to figure out who he's networked with. Tremendous interest, of course, in the wife, having come into the country apparently from Saudi Arabia, any travels they took, and it will be very painstaking, and it's got to be evidence-based. And what we want to know right now, the likelihood is things that come out now will turn out to be erroneous. So they need to stay focused and stay on the facts, stay on the evidence.
Facts are they were very organized.
Facts are they're very organized. Facts are they were able to use these weapons in a scary kind of way, and they maximized the taking of life. They didn't say anything. They just shot and slaughtered these poor folks.
And what stands out to you, Eugene, about this particular shooting and the way it was carried out and by who?
I mean, it's definitely an outlier as far as mass shootings. You've got two people, you've got a woman involved. And
how unusual is having a woman?
Very unusual. The FBI's done a study, and only a handful, a very small number of shooters have been women, so that's very unusual.
Are the women normally tied to the men associated with the attack?
Well, I think, again, we want to resist stereotypes, which are all too easy to fall into. Certainly as a criminal justice matter, and this may not be a criminal justice matter, this may be something beyond criminal justice, but it's often a man who is, leads to the downfall of the woman. The bad actor tends to be the man more than the woman usually.
And what about the fact that they took their daughter to the mother?
Yeah, so we're gonna have to see again, and we should be prepared to take this wherever it takes it. In the meantime, we shouldn't jump to conclusions, and also shouldn't use this to divide up the country. We should wait and see. But clearly, this may be just a guy whose life is unraveling, and for him, this is an honor killing. It's a way for him to, and he's wrapping himself up in maybe some radicalization to get some sort of.
But wouldn't we know that from some kind of obvious signs in terms of people at work and elsewhere?
No, I think it's actually
unraveling.
It's maybe unraveling, but it is kind of well documented that some of the people, assuming this is some sort of terrorist attack, that these people have been able to stay below the surface. They're not known. The 9/11 attackers certainly were able to have what appeared to be normal lives, and they're almost separate personalities. They're separate, discrete people, and typically you'll hear people say, we had no notice, no warning whatsoever about this person.
Which is exactly what his brother-in-law said. He talked to him, he said about a week ago, his coworkers describe him as polite and reserved, that people had no idea. What do you think about what police should be focusing on right now, law enforcement?
You say this is a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's absolutely a wake-up call. And we got to get politics out of this. This has to be a non-ideological approach, a practical approach that respects people's rights. But, one of the issues that came up last year, that there were some cheap shots taken at the police about so-called militarization. We see now that the police are in a different environment. It was a relatively small department, 46-officer department, front and center there. The Colton police SWAT team played a major role here. So no doubt there's some excess with police militarization, but we have to be realistic about the threat environment we're in this country.
Thank you, Eugene.
Thank you very much.